Here's a little more nonsense from her hearing the other day, more back and forth with the court and
I can, Your
Lori.
Honor. There's the detectives that are on these cases are all continuing to go back and forth with all of these different agencies. You have the FBI, you have all the different agencies that are working together. You have Rexburg, Fremont County, you have Chandler and Gilbert. You have all these people. Then I have them coming on, and they're going to be on the stand, and they're going to be in trial, and they're going to be saying what they reviewed. They've reviewed all these things, and there's communications between all of these agencies that I feel like that the defense is privy to. We should be able to have that and look at that and see where all this came from, where all this started, why they waited 2 years to make these charges. There's all these things, and why they decided to extradite when I saw someone sent me a news article 3 days before I got brought to Arizona that MCAO was putting out a release that they were not going to pick me up and they were not going to extradite me to Arizona until after my appeals were finished. So it's contradictory to that. I just don't know where it came from. And there's a lot of things that are mystery questions to the defense that we are entitled to according to the law.
All right, well, everything you've just told me, none of that would be relevant in the trial in the case in chief. Does the state intend on producing any iota of evidence or presenting any scintilla of evidence of anything that happened after the dates of crime that have been charged in the indictments?
The state, although there is information that occurred after that will relate to the conspiracy that has been disclosed to the defense, anything that occurred after the indictment, during the extradition process is completely irrelevant and will not be brought in during the trial.
I didn't mean the date of crime listed in the indictment. I meant the date of the indictment. Correct. So the state doesn't plan on presenting any evidence to a jury of anything after the indictment.
Correct.
So how would that, anything to do with the extradition, be relevant to your trial then?
I feel like it's relevant to the whole, Your Honor, in the sense that the police investigation and the intent of the prosecution, it doesn't make sense. I would like to be able to have that.
How is this going to go to, I mean,
Yeah.
she can't have a concept of the basic things here
Yeah.
of what's going on.
Yeah. And it also, I think, gives a hint that the theme of everyone's out to get her and there's a conspiracy going on, that's already where, her story is set on that. And so I would imagine we'll see more of that kind of theme.
I mean, is the bar too low for competency, in your opinion, for who's going to trial and representing themselves? Because this almost gets into like cruel territory where it's comically horrible. The person obviously not capable of understanding reality or representing themselves. Should this be reevaluated where we say, yes, you're competent? I know it's state by state. Some states don't even have it.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say it's far too low. And, when she was deemed incompetent to stand trial for a significant period of time in the past, that you have to be really ill to, be deemed incompetent. So I don't think that this is going to be a good idea. It's going to waste a lot of time. And we're just in for a circus.
And she goes in and out of it because there's been times where, okay, she's okay to stand trial. Then all of a sudden, no, she's not okay to stand trial. Then she is again. She goes back and forth with it I would not be surprised if we see another delay here. With someone like this, is there any stress there anymore? She's already in jail for the rest of her life, or prison for the rest of her life for the murder of the kids. This is just going to add more icing to the cake and check her box as a murderer to more people. Is she, would the anticipation of this, could that cause whatever is going in her mind to spark to a level where they're going to have to go, you're not competent again, and then it kind of comes down? I'm wondering if the anticipations of the trials and the accusations that are going to be thrown at her publicly in court, if that kind of pushes her over the ledge and then she kind of comes back.
That's a really good point, is that these symptoms ebb and flow, and stress does have a lot to do with people becoming more symptomatic. And I would imagine having to listen to the gruesome testimony and the disturbing kinds of things that is going to be presented, that will be a stress on her.
Is she recognizing what's being said in those moments, though? I mean,
Right,
is she blocking it out because she
right.
seems to somehow flow through it and then justify it in her mind as, some biblical plan, and you'll all see it in the
Yeah,
end when I'm the Queen of Rexburg.
yeah.
It's yeah, I just don't know the answer to that, and I don't think really anybody does. And there's some folks are in the camp still that, oh, she's acting here. Do you think she is acting?
I think she's got a version of reality, and as you say, she filters reality
Hmm.
very effectively to not see what's obvious. And I think, I think she can present more cogent in a controlled setting than she does probably when she's out in an uncontrolled setting and hallucinating and talking to the angel Moroni or Jesus or whatever.
Yes. Oh, oh, that would be a weird world to be in Lori Vallow's head. Although she wants to be Lori Daybell. I want to talk about that too for a second, because very early on in this hearing, she requested, can we change the verbiage of my name to just be Lori Daybell, not Lori Vallow Daybell? Which is interesting to me because that shows that she's standing by her man,
Very
Chad, who
much.
did throw her under the bus during his
Yeah,
trial.
yeah.
Um, I have no idea if they have communication, if they're able to have communication. But what does that say to you about her reaction to his trial?
Loyalty, and obviously still believes that, he's a wonderful guy, and she wants that marriage to continue. And I guess in her belief system and their belief system in the afterlife, they're all going to be together. I don't know what happens with their former spouses
Hmm.
in the afterlife, but maybe they'll be one big happy family.
They'll have a Diddy party, and it'll be great. Hey, thanks for checking out the video. Be sure to follow us wherever you download podcasts, and especially Apple Podcasts, where you can get advanced episode and premium content on our premium channel right there. Also, be sure to follow us on social media so you don't miss any breaking updates on the stories that matter to you most. We're on TikTok, X, Instagram, Facebook. Just search Hidden Killers Podcast with Tony Brueski, and you'll find us right there. Again, thanks for watching.